今日もお疲れ様でした。英語で国内ニュースです。優しい英語で今日の出来事をお届けします。
Prime Minister Takaichi announced 30 deaths from the Kumamoto earthquake. Including cases under investigation, he ordered strengthening water supply and ensuring fuel for car air conditioning in affected areas. This response is vital as severe heat is expected this weekend, increasing heat stroke risks for residents.
Kumamoto Prefecture announced that 6 people have died at Aeon Mall, Kumamoto due to the earthquake. Additionally, 1 person is in cardiopulmonary arrest, and 5 others have been injured. This brings the total number of affected individuals at the shopping center to 12.
At the Nippon Paper Yatsushiro plant in Kumamoto, where a chimney collapsed due to the earthquake, 8 people have now died. 3 more individuals were rescued this morning, but later confirmed dead. 2 people were also injured, and 1 person remains unaccounted for.
Prime Minister Takaichi announced a plan to reduce the consumption tax on food items by 1% for 2 years, starting next April. This was stated at a Liberal Democratic Party executive meeting. Low and middle-income individuals will also receive benefits, effectively making their food tax zero.
4 bodies were discovered after a house fire in Yachimata, Chiba Prefecture, on July 22nd. Investigations on July 30 revealed that 2 of the victims might have died over a month before the fire. Police are now thoroughly investigating the fire's cause and the events leading up to this tragic incident.
Talent Reina Yamazaki announced on her radio show today, July 30th, that she is pregnant with her first child. She plans to take a break from her regular programs for several months, starting this fall. Yamazaki hopes to return leveled up around the new year and requested privacy regarding the news.
Takaaki Matsumoto, former Minister of Internal Affairs and Communications, passed away on July 27 at 67 from ALS. Matsumoto, a 9-term House of Representatives member, served as foreign minister in 2011. He later joined the Liberal Democratic Party. His funeral services are scheduled for next month in Tokyo.
An external investigation committee confirmed today that Yokohama Mayor Yamanaka engaged in serious power harassment. The report released on July 30th found that the mayor repeatedly displayed inappropriate behavior. This misconduct is considered a grave issue following complaints from senior city officials.
Kumamoto earthquake shelters are facing severe heat. At the Ogawa Disaster Prevention Center, air conditioning stopped due to fuel shortages. Despite temperatures exceeding 35 degrees Celsius, officials are requesting Kyushu Electric Power to ensure continuous fuel supply. Many evacuees are struggling to cope with the sweltering conditions.
次は社会のニュースです。
Kumamoto Prefecture reported 34 deaths from the recent earthquake. This number, announced after a disaster response meeting on July 30th, includes those whose deaths are still being investigated for their direct link to the disaster. Authorities are continuing relief operations and assessing the full extent of the damage.
A magnitude 7 earthquake hit Kumamoto Prefecture on July 28th. As of July 30th morning, 17 people were confirmed dead with 86 total casualties. Over 10,000 people sought shelter and many households faced water and power outages. An explosion at Aeon Mall Kumamoto, possibly from a gas leak, added to the damage.
Kumamoto earthquake survivors are enduring scorching 35 degrees Celsius heat and water shortages, making it hard to wash wounds. Many shelter outside or in cars due to damaged homes. This powerful magnitude 7 earthquake has caused 12 confirmed deaths and extensive damage. Rescue efforts are ongoing amid these harsh conditions.
Japan's meteorological agency forecasts above-average temperatures nationwide for the next month. Intense heat, potentially reaching 40 degrees Celsius, is expected even after August 7th, the traditional start of autumn. Additionally, August is peak typhoon season. People should stay alert for typhoon number 13, which is currently approaching the Ogasawara Islands.
Prime Minister Takaichi announced a plan to reduce the consumption tax on food and beverages to 1% for 2 years, starting next April. She instructed the ruling Liberal Democratic Party to finalize the policy, highlighting it as a key campaign promise. While approved in a meeting, some party members foresee difficult negotiations to gain full consensus.
Takeaki Matsumoto, who served 9 terms in the House of Representatives and held roles as Foreign Minister and Minister for Internal Affairs, passed away on July 27th at age 67. He died from ALS. Matsumoto was known as a policy expert in security and finance, having retired from politics earlier this year due to declining health.
An external investigation committee confirmed that Yokohama Mayor Yamanaka engaged in serious power harassment. The report, released on July 30th, stated that the mayor repeatedly exhibited inappropriate behavior, which cannot be overlooked. This finding followed complaints from senior city officials regarding his conduct.
Today, July 30th, marks 31 years since the unsolved Hachioji supermarket robbery and murder in Tokyo. In 1995, 3 individuals, 2 high school students and a part-time employee, were shot and killed. The Metropolitan Police Department continues to seek public assistance, urging anyone with information to come forward.
An expert panel for Japan's Children and Families Agency released an interim report on July 30th. It called for serious discussion on uniform age restrictions for children's social media, citing global trends. The report suggests obligating SNS providers to implement age verification and other safety measures, with penalties for non-compliance. A final report is expected by year-end.
次はビジネス関連のニュースです。
Prime Minister Takaichi announced that 3 people have died in a building collapse at Aeon Mall, Kumamoto. Several others are still trapped inside the building. Additionally, multiple individuals are missing after a chimney collapsed at Nippon Paper Yatsushiro factory. Search efforts are ongoing in both locations following the recent events.
Prime Minister Takaichi announced the Kumamoto earthquake's death toll has reached 30. This includes cases still under investigation, as of 12:30 p.m. on July 30th. She also stressed the importance of supporting victims, especially with heat stroke prevention, due to the severe hot weather.
Prime Minister Takaichi announced a plan for food consumption tax at a Liberal Democratic Party meeting. Starting next April, the tax rate on food items will be reduced to 1% for 2 years. Additionally, low and middle-income individuals will receive benefits, effectively making their food tax zero.
The government approved the basic policy for budget requests for fiscal year 2027. A new investment framework aimed at economic growth will allow ministries to request budgets without an upper limit. However, the increase in Social Security expenses will be capped at 390 billion yen. This aims to balance growth with fiscal discipline.
An expert panel for the Children and Families Agency on July 30th called for serious discussions on age limits for children using social media. The report suggests requiring social media companies to implement safety measures like age verification. It also proposes considering penalties for non-compliance. A final report is expected by year-end.
Yamazaki Baking's Kumamoto factory has halted operations due to the recent earthquake. The company is currently inspecting its production facilities for damage. As of now, there is no clear timeline or outlook for when the factory will be able to resume production.
Toyota announced a 2.9% drop in global sales for the first half of 2026, totaling 5.008 million units. This is the first decrease in 2 years. While hybrid sales were strong in North America and Japan, significant declines in the Middle East due to tensions and in China's cooling market caused the overall reduction.
Prime Minister Takaichi proposed reducing the food consumption tax to 1% for 2 years, starting next April. Combined with benefits, this effectively makes it zero. This plan creates a 5 trillion yen annual funding gap. Takaichi stated she won't use deficit bonds, but specific financing methods have not yet been outlined.
The Cabinet Office lowered Japan's economic growth forecast for this fiscal year to about 0.9% in real terms. This is a 0.4 percentage point reduction. The main reason for the downgrade is the rising crude oil prices influenced by the Middle East situation, which is expected to slow the economy.
では、スポーツニュースをお伝えします。
Japan's men's volleyball team has reached the Nations League semifinals for the first time in 2 years. They won their quarter-final match against China with a score of 3-1. This victory follows their strong performance in the preliminary round of the international tournament.
Japan will host the U23 Asia Cup in 2028, which serves as the men's soccer qualifier for the Los Angeles Olympics. The Japan Football Association announced this on July 30th. The top 2 teams will earn Olympic berths. Japan was chosen for its excellent facilities and minimal operational risks.
White Sox player Munetaka Murakami hit his 23rd home run, a game-tying solo shot against the Yankees. This crucial hit in the 8th inning helped his team erase a 3-run deficit. Murakami from Kumamoto expressed his wish to be a source of strength for his hometown after the recent earthquake.
Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers helped his team break a losing streak. In a game against the Mariners, Ohtani recorded 2 hits and 1 RBI. The Dodgers faced the Mariners at their home stadium in Los Angeles on July 29th, with Ohtani's performance being key to their victory.
Blue Jays player Kazuma Okamoto delivered an impressive performance, contributing to his team's victory against the Nationals. Okamoto recorded 3 hits and 2 RBIs in the game. The Blue Jays faced the Nationals in Washington on July 29th, where Okamoto's offensive contributions were key to their win.
FIFA has begun disciplinary proceedings against the Argentine Football Association and several national team players. This is due to incidents during the North American World Cup, including discriminatory chants, delayed kickoffs, and inappropriate messages. An alleged assault after the final match is also under investigation. A decision will be made soon.
Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani marked the start of the second half of the season with his 23rd home run. He also recorded a total of 3 hits in the game against the Mariners. The Dodgers began their 3-game series at home in Los Angeles on July 28th.
The second game of Japan's Professional Baseball All-Star Series was held in Toyama City on July 29th. The All-Central League team won a high-scoring game against the All-Pacific League team 8-7 with double-digit hits. This event also supported reconstruction efforts after the Noto Peninsula earthquake.
Mai Yamamoto has made her debut in the WNBA, America's top professional women's basketball league. Signing with the Las Vegas Aces, she is now the fifth Japanese player to compete in the league. The 26-year-old Yamamoto previously played in Japan, achieving a significant milestone in her career.
続いて国際ニュースです。
The U.S. Central Command attacked Iran on July 29th, retaliating for an ambush on a U.S. base in Jordan. President Trump had paused attacks, but after stating, "It's our turn next," the U.S. launched strikes. The U.S. also sanctioned two Iranian groups. Concerns are rising about renewed military conflict and a worsening regional situation.
Following the Kumamoto earthquake, world leaders offered condolences. South Korean President Lee Jae-myung expressed sorrow for victims and wished for recovery. EU Commission President von der Leyen sent sympathy, acknowledging rescue teams. Italian Prime Minister Meloni also expressed solidarity to Prime Minister Takaichi and the Japanese people.
Russia's military invasion of Ukraine continues. Russian and Ukrainian forces are engaged in ongoing combat across various regions of Ukraine. This conflict has led to a large number of civilians evacuating the country. The situation in Ukraine remains dynamic, with continued fighting and diplomatic efforts by various nations.
Ukrainian President Zelensky stated in a U.S. media interview that Russian forces are repeatedly launching large-scale attacks using ballistic missiles. He appealed for 300 interceptor missiles for the Patriot air defense system. Zelensky emphasized the urgent need for this support to counter the ongoing missile threats and protect Ukraine's skies.
South Korea's National Assembly held a hearing on July 30th for the Football Association. This followed criticism after the national team's early World Cup exit. Former chairman Chung Mong-gyu and former coach Hong Myung-bo apologized, stating they felt responsible. Lawmakers raised many questions about the association's management during the session.
Russia's Geographical Society announced on July 28 that an uninhabited island in the minor Kuril Islands will be named Sorge after Soviet spy Richard Sorge. A plaque with the name has been installed, and the Russian government is expected to make the decision official soon. This move highlights Russia's assertion of control over the northern territories.
Junior high school students from Hokkaido, great-grandchildren of former Northern Territories residents, met with Prime Minister Takaichi. They requested the resumption of grave visits to the Northern Territories. These visits have been suspended due to Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine. The students emphasize the importance of these visits for their families.
A Houthi leader told the Asahi Shimbun that Saudi ships would be directly targeted and sunk as part of their naval blockade. However, the group indicated that ships from third countries, like Japan, could pass if they obtain permission. This adds uncertainty to the Red Sea route, critical given Strait of Hormuz restrictions.
On July 29th, the U.S. Federal Reserve kept its policy interest rate unchanged, despite speculation of a hike due to the Iran situation. Chairman Warsh's cautious remarks during a press conference led to mixed opinions in financial markets about future monetary policy. Experts now have divided views on whether interest rates will increase soon.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。
The Pokémon Company announced a 100 million yen donation to Kumamoto Prefecture for earthquake relief. A magnitude 7 earthquake struck on July 28th. This aid will support recovery efforts. Sony Group also pledged 50 million yen and other entertainment companies are contributing. These donations aim to help the affected region recover quickly.
Talent Rina Yamazaki announced her first pregnancy on her Tokyo FM radio show on July 30th. She plans to take a few months off from work, starting this autumn, for maternity leave. Yamazaki, a former Nogizaka 46 member, requested privacy regarding her personal life during this time. She hopes to return to her activities next year.
K-pop group BTS announced they will not submit music for the 2027 Grammy Awards. This decision protests the new Best Asian Pop Music Performance category. The group believes music should be loved without regional division. The Recording Academy understands their choice, stating the new category aims to promote Asian artists.
Comedian Hiroyuki Takagishi of Timon D announced his divorce from actress Miyu Sawai on July 30th. They married in October 2022 and welcomed their first child in November 2024. Takagishi stated it was a mutual positive decision. Both will continue to lovingly co-parent their child, focusing on their work and family.
Takumi Goto, from comedy trio Yansen Toshin, announced his marriage on the NTV show Ariyoshi no Keibe on July 29th. He revealed he got married in May, surprising his fellow members. While host Hiroiki Ariyoshi initially gave a comedic fail, he later praised Goto for his decision to marry.
Following the magnitude 7 earthquake in Kumamoto on July 28th, many entertainment events, both in person and online, have been canceled or postponed. This includes concerts, comedy shows, and online broadcasts from groups like Naniwa Danshi and JO1. Organizers are prioritizing safety and showing respect for the affected region.
Popular French DJ Kavinsky, 50, real name Vincent Balorgi, was found dead at his Paris home on July 28th. The cause of death is unknown, but he had complained of headaches for several days. Known for his hit Night Call, Kavinsky performed at the 2024 Paris Olympics closing ceremony. President Macron paid tribute to him.
The Atarashi Chizu New Map Fund has announced its support for various initiatives. The fund has also made a significant donation of 30 million yen to aid these efforts. This contribution reflects their commitment to community support and philanthropy. Further details on the specific beneficiaries were not immediately available.
The vocalist of the rock band Gizan has been identified in a sexual assault case. As a result, the vocalist will suspend all activities for the time being. The band has not released further details, but this decision reflects the seriousness of the allegations. More information is expected to be announced later.
今日のニュースは以上です。最後までお付き合いいただき、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。